I always thought work husband was just cute corporate slang for emotional cheating, until I found out mine came with a hotel suite, a shared Spotify playlist, matching tattoos in Latin, and apparently a goddamn timeshare in delusion. So naturally, I sent flowers to his wife, with a note that said, "Since they're so close, maybe you should be too." Let me back up and explain how I became the patron saint of scorned spouses everywhere. I'm Steven, 32 years old. Decent job, decent apartment, decent judgment. Until I married a woman who thinks boundaries are suggestions written in disappearing ink. Meet Tara. Funny, charismatic, emotionally fluent, and a pathological flirt who believes loyalty is a personality type, not a practice. She's the kind of woman who could charm a nun into questioning her vows, then gaslight her into thinking celibacy was her idea. Our marriage started strong. We had inside jokes, shared Netflix passwords, and that annoying couple energy that makes single people want to key your car. But somewhere between year 2 and my slow descent into marital purgatory, Tara discovered the magical world of workplace intimacy. It started with a name, Evan. She mentioned him during dinner one night, between bites of the lasagna I'd spent 3 hours making because I'm an idiot who still believed in effort. "He's my work husband. Don't be weird, Steven." Then she laughed, like it was hilarious. Like I was the village idiot for blinking too hard at that verbal grenade she just tossed across the table. I asked her what that meant exactly. "Oh, we just vent to each other about work. He gets it. It's nothing." Spoiler alert, if your wife needs a surrogate spouse to survive a team meeting, you're already halfway divorced and someone forgot to send you the memo. But I'm a reasonable man. I gave her the benefit of the doubt, which in hindsight was like giving a pyromaniac the benefit of a matchbook. Then she started wearing perfume she never wore for me. Only on weekdays, Chanel No. 5. The same stuff she wore on our first date. The irony wasn't lost on me. She was courting someone else with the scent of our beginning. I started noticing things. Little things that add up like debt interest. Like how she never left her phone face up anymore. It lived face down like a guilty conscience. How she typed with the speed of a coder being audited by the IRS. And how she giggled at texts during dinner. Not laughed, giggled. Like a schoolgirl with a crush, which would have been charming if she weren't my wife and the crush weren't someone named Evan. The contact showed up as Craig HR in her phone. Now, I work in HR. I know Craig. He's 67, drives a Buick, and has the personality of unflavored oatmeal. The man's idea of humor is reminding people about dental enrollment deadlines. So I checked the number when she was in the shower, scrubbing off whatever guilt clings to skin these days. It wasn't Craig, it was Evan. Guess he got promoted from work husband to full-time clown in the circus of my marriage. I took a screenshot, then airdropped it to my laptop, because I wasn't about to accuse her empty-handed and walk into an argument armed with nothing but wounded pride and righteous indignation. One of the texts read, "Our secret's safe in 602. Now, I live on the second floor of a building that doesn't have a 602, and Tara doesn't travel for work. Not officially, anyway. Her job involves spreadsheets and conference calls, not overnight adventures in numbered rooms. I waited like a spider in a web made of suspicion and growing certainty. 3 days later, she announced she had a team-building seminar. "Overnight," she said, packing a bag that included lingerie I hadn't seen since our honeymoon. I smiled, told her to take pictures. She didn't, so I did. I checked her location sharing, off of course, because nothing says innocent work trip like digital stealth mode. But she forgot one crucial thing. Her iPad syncs to her phone, and she left it at home, sitting on the kitchen counter like a confession waiting to be read. I watched them order room service together through the magic of shared Apple accounts. From a Marriott, room 602, 2 club sandwiches, 1 bottle of wine, and a pay-per-view movie called Kiss Me Again. Classy, really driving home that professional development angle. I booked the room across the hall under a fake name. Did I knock on their door? No. Did I spy? Absolutely. Through the peephole like a paranoid raccoon protecting its trash. And that's when I saw the tattoos. His and hers. Left wrist. Fresh ink, still slightly red around the edges. Latin, because apparently infidelity requires a classical education. Hers said, "Fortis cadere ceterum potest." I googled it faster than a teenager looking up curse words. "The brave may fall, but never yield." You'd think that was a motivational quote you'd find on a gym wall next to a picture of a mountain. Nah, that's a straight-up war cry for people who cheat in matching ink and think they're starring in their own romantic epic. His tattoo was smaller, Semper Fidelis, Always faithful, the Marine Corps motto. The irony was so thick you could spread it on toast. Now, this is where I could have yelled, caused a scene, thrown hands, or furniture. Could have kicked down the door like a budget action hero and made a spectacle that would have ended with hotel security and a viral TikTok. But I'm not built for jail time, and orange isn't my color. So I got strategic. Sun Tzu would have been proud. I found Evan's Instagram. He's married to a woman named Lila. Beautiful, kind-looking, the type who rescues shelter dogs and makes homemade birthday cakes. She's also 6 months pregnant with his child, posting bump updates and nursery photos with the enthusiasm of someone who still believes in forever. Last Thursday, while Tara was supposedly at a networking mixer, which I now knew was code for horizontal team building, Lila posted a selfie. Alone, eating pad thai from a takeout container. Caption: date night canceled last minute. Again, baby and I will just have to entertain ourselves. So I did what any man with a bruised ego, a functioning printer, and absolutely nothing left to lose would do. I compiled evidence like I was preparing for federal court. Screenshots with timestamps, credit card receipts I'd found in Tara's purse, hotel booking confirmations from her email, password, our anniversary date, because she's nothing if not sentimental. I mailed everything to Lila, with a cover letter that would have made my high school English teacher weep with pride. And then I sent her flowers, to her office. A beautiful arrangement of white lilies and baby's breath. Funeral flowers, basically, because something was definitely dead. The card read, "Turns out your husband has a work wife. I thought you two should meet." A fellow supporting character in someone else's love story. The silence from Tara was deafening, like the moment before a tornado hits, when even the birds shut up. Until it wasn't. She came home looking like she'd been hit by a truck full of consequences, said Lila had shown up to her office, with building security and questions. Lots of questions. Apparently, pregnant women don't mess around when they discover their husband's been playing house with someone else's wife. Tara cried. Real tears, not the crocodile variety she'd perfected over the years, said I'd betrayed her trust. I laughed so hard I nearly fell into emotional bankruptcy. The audacity was breathtaking. Trust? I said. You mean like how you trusted me to not notice you were living a double life? That kind of trust? She packed a bag and left to clear her head. She's been clearing it for 3 weeks now, which I assume means she's discovered the therapeutic benefits of her sister's basement and a steady diet of wine and self-pity. But yesterday, I got an email. From Evan himself. No subject line, no greeting. Just one sentence that managed to be both pathetic and threatening. I hope it was worth it. Was it worth it? Depends on how you define worth. Because karma didn't just knock politely at the door. It crash-landed like a drunk pigeon on a power line, then exploded in a shower of sparks and poetic justice. See, Lila didn't just leave Evan, she pressed charges. Turns out those matching tattoos? Paid for with her credit card. Identity theft is a felony, and hell hath no fury like a pregnant woman whose husband used her money to permanently mark his affair. Evan's facing criminal charges, a divorce, and the loss of half his assets to a woman who's about to be a single mother because of his extracurricular activities. And Tara? She's living in her sister's basement, posting vague Instagram quotes about healing and moon phases and finding herself. Last I checked, she'd discovered that Mercury retrograde was responsible for her poor life choices. Sure, Tara, blame the planets. I'm not bitter, I'm better, and I've got peace and popcorn. Because this week brought the most beautiful plot twist since M. Night Shyamalan discovered twist endings. Guess who sent me a friend request on Facebook? Lila? Her message was simple. You still sending flowers? Or can we go straight to dinner? Turns out betrayal makes strange bedfellows, and sometimes the best revenge is living well with someone who understands exactly what you've been through. We're meeting for coffee next week. Just coffee. Two people who got played by the same type of person, comparing notes, and maybe building something real from the wreckage of something fake. Here's what I learned from this whole beautiful disaster. Trust your instincts. When something feels wrong, it probably is. Your gut has better detective skills than Sherlock Holmes on espresso. Document everything. Screenshots are the new receipts, and receipts are the foundation of justice. Never underestimate the power of a scorned pregnant woman. They're basically superheroes with morning sickness and legal motivation. And finally, sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's walking away from the wreckage, brushing off the dust, and building something better with someone who deserves your time. As for Tara and Evan, last I heard, they're both single, both facing legal consequences, and both learning that actions have consequences even when you think you're too clever to get caught. The work husband is officially unemployed, and my actual marriage is officially over. But you know what? I'm sleeping better than I have in years. My phone stays face up. I don't jump when I get texts, and I'm having dinner with someone who knows the difference between loyalty and performance art. Sometimes the end of something terrible is just the beginning of something better. And sometimes the best thing you can do for someone is show them exactly who they're married to. You're welcome, Lila. You're welcome, me. And Tara? Well, Mercury retrograde can't last forever, but the consequences of your choices certainly can.